Brother lads, welcome back to the Cossy podcast. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. The Premier League season is getting closer and closer and closer. And of course, we've got to have those uncomfortable conversations where we gaslight ourselves as fans saying we win the Premier League. Pretty much every fan base thinks that they're going to win the Premier League, especially after Liverpool losing Jurgen Klopp. But for Arsenal and Man City, we are clear favourites. Now, this season, do we win it? Honestly, inside my heart and with my brain, I think Arsenal are going to win the Premier League. That is not a statement to make this video. That is a statement that I truly believe in. And as I support Arsenal this season, I am supporting a team that is going to win the Premier League. If we don't win it this Premier League season, we are not going to win it in any other season. If we don't win it this year, this is our golden chance. This is a golden team. And with Mikel Arteta doing whatever he has done over the past 3-4 years, this is the time for us to lift it. So in this video, I want to put across my 4 reasons that I've only found very relevant as to why Arsenal are the rightful holders and champions come 2024-2025. At the end of that campaign, we will be the champions. These are my reasons. Now, for Man City, I want to give a disclaimer. I'm not saying Manchester City are finished. I'm not saying Arsenal are going to, beat Manchester City by a 10-point difference or a 20-point difference. I think City will be there. I think City will be relevant, but I don't see them win 5 trophies in a row, in the Premier League. That is number one. And secondly, it will be a point of weakness. It will be a point of shame for Arsenal to let Manchester City win 3 titles in a row while we come second. That will be unacceptable. Now, this video is recorded before Thomas Partey picks up an injury. This video is recorded before Gabriel Jesus picks up an injury. And this video is also recorded before Kai Havertz flops. So if any of that happens, please disregard this video. But before it happens, I truly believe that we have everything we've got, it gets, and everything we need to win the Premier League this season. Believe me, you. Let's get into it. Reason number 1 is the quality of our squad. And I think this has been a very big topic around the media, around the fan bases. The Arsenal can go and win the Premier League, but they need to upgrade on the quality of their squad. And that is a conversation that we started hearing in 2022/2023. We were really ready to win the Premier League, but we crumbled at the end. And the reasons as to why Arsenal crumbled at the end of that Premier League season, you have the quality in the squad. You have the general quality, the overall quality of that squad. We had players like Rob Holding playing towards the back end of the season. You had players like Aaron Ramsdale that cannot concentrate through 90 minutes. And so many other reasons why that squad wasn't good enough. Fast forward to today, I think our squad is one of the best in the Premier League, but also statistically, Arsenal's squad is valued at 1.2 billion. We are only behind Manchester City's squad, right? So if you look at the value of our squad, you look at the quality of our squad, we have everything quality-wise it takes to win the Premier League. Our defense is solid. Our midfield is well grilled, and our attack, although we have a few questions here and there on the strikers, I think the left wing is okay with Gabriel Martinelli and Trossard, and Bukayo Saka is undisputedly one of the best wingers in world football. So when I look at Manchester City right now, and I look at Arsenal right now as well, I can say these two teams are on the same level. I can strongly say, I can put my hand on the table and say, cut it off. Arsenal, in terms of squad quality, we are at the same level as Man City. Now, of course, with Manchester City, they have been longer together. They have a manager who's been in the game longer. He can pull a few tricks and a few tricks, and then they win the Premier League. But why I think that our quality can stand in front of Manchester City is the way we have developed as a team and the way we have developed in the transfer market with our transfer strategy. If you look at this summer, Arsenal are looking for where to upgrade, and we don't have so many areas to upgrade. I mean, if Thomas Partey wasn't that injury prone, there are not so many players out there on the market that you can say an upgrade to Thomas Partey. So quality-wise, Arsenal and Man City are the best two teams in the Premier League. Quality-wise, Arsenal and Man City should be looking to win the Premier League again this season. But I'm going to go with Arsenal over Man City because I think our players are a little bit fresh, our players are younger, and our players have a point to prove. So quality-wise for me, I think if we did a combined 11 between Manchester City and Arsenal, you could have 6 players from Man City and 5 players from Arsenal. I know many of you are going to dispute this, argue with this, but that's the truth. 6 players from Man City, 5 from Arsenal. Because I think in that Manchester City team, the Arsenal players that get in there, you have Saliba, I think he gets in there. Odegaard, I think he gets in there in that team somehow. We can get him in there. Saka gets into that team as well. Yeah, so you're around 4-5 players, maybe 4-5, maybe 3-4 players in this Arsenal team that can challenge and get into the Manchester City squad. But when you ask yourself, how many Liverpool players get into Man City? It's Virgil van Dijk and Alisson. End of story. Maybe, okay, Salah, 3. End of story. Man United, none. Chelsea, none. Tottenham, none. Newcastle, none. So I think Arsenal has developed well in terms of squad development to the level that our quality right now, makes you confident to say we can go against a juggernaut like Man City. That is my reason number 1. My reason number 2 is the maturity of the players. And now most of our players are in their prime. And I think that is a more important factor than any other factor. Remember when we failed to win it in 2022, 2023? You remember the reason that they gave? They are young. They don't have the experience. Man City have the experience. Man City have beaten them because of the experience. Now, our squad has matured. Most of our players are in their prime. I think players prime at 25 to 30. So we have so many players in that age bracket, 25 to 30. They have the energy, they have the hunger, and they have everything it takes to go and win it. When you have players in their prime, they're playing football like they'll never play again, right? You look at Odegaard, you look at Ben White, you look at the likes of Gabriel Magalhaes, you look at the likes of David Raya. All these players are players in their prime. And when you look at Arsenal's transfer strategy right now, even last summer, we're trying to sign players 24, 25 and above. Why is if you want to win, you want to have a group of, older, mature players in the team rather than just having a bunch of kids. Our average age is no longer 22. Our average is around 26. And that tells you everything. So the maturity point of view is very important. And also, it's not about the age. Yes, our players are in their prime, and that's going to cause a lot of problems for teams, because a player in their prime, if they're on form, there is nothing you're going to do against them. Defenders are going to be defending well, midfielders are going to be controlling games, and attackers are going to be scoring goals. But the point that I meant with maturity as well is that this Arsenal team has gone through a lot. 2 seasons falling short to Man City, and then you have I tell you this, Bukayo Saka has had 4 big chances of winning major silverware, and he has suffered a loss in all of them. Saka failed to win the Euros 2021. Saka failed to win the Euros 2024. Saka failed to win the Premier League 2023, and he failed to win the Premier League 2024. This could mean 2 things. A mental block, which could be something bad. Arsenal don't want, you don't want your players to have a mental block. Or a point to prove. I mean, as you fail so many times, you understand. You ask yourself, why did I fail? What was the real reason I failed? Why did we fail last season? The reason as to why we failed last season is thinking that we can start in a bogus way and end the season in a very good way. The start ruined the finish. The season before that, we started brilliantly and we thought we can finish in a bogus way. The finish ruined the start. So I think the lessons that we've learned now are the way you start is the way you end. The Premier League has been redefined by Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp. You need 100 points to come close to winning the Premier League. Not 100 points doesn't guarantee you the Premier League. You need 100 points to come close to winning. If you're below 90 points, thank you. We are going to have a call. We'll give you a call. If you have 90 points, less than 90 points, and you want to win the Premier League, we are going to give you a call. Your CV has been received. We are going to review it. And the moment you leave, we are going to throw your CV right in the bin. So I think these are lessons that come with these players. And I won't be surprised. Oh my God, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this, right? I'm going to say this. I won't be surprised if Arsenal find it easier to win the Champions League. And this is ridiculous. This is stupid, right? But listen to me. If you have gone against Man City for 2 seasons in a row, unless you've not picked up lessons, but if you've picked up lessons, you know what it means to win. You know what it takes to win, and you know what it takes to fail. That's why Arsenal have been training on penalties. We are one of the teams, by the way, that are having clean penalties, right? I mean, why would every player at Arsenal be very good at penalties? You've got to ask that question. So understand this, that the experience of the Premier League could lead Arsenal into a landslide victory when it comes to the UEFA Champions League. I'm not talking about the UCL in this video. I'm talking about the Premier League. So the maturity of these players and the fact that most of them have grown, most of them are in their prime, and the fact that they've been together for quite some time. When Mikel came in, he signed Partey and Gabriel Magalhaes. So starting with Partey and Gabriel Magalhaes, most of the players are here. I think Gabriel Magalhaes is going to be playing his 50th season at Arsenal, right? So you have players that have been together for 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, and at least 12 months. The newest additions, Al Calafiori, the newest additions will be, Mikel Merino. Those ones are not coming in to straight away impact the squad. They're coming in to provide, something different to the squad. But the core of this team has been together. It has been, joined together by a cohesive force for quite enough time. So maturity-wise, I don't want to hear any psychological arguments. Arsenal are not yet there. Not yet there. We must be there. The third reason is Mikel Arteta's maturity. And why I'm saying Mikel Arteta's maturity is I think Mikel understands that in the last 2 seasons, he is 50% to blame for why Arsenal don't have a trophy in those seasons. He is 50% to blame. And one of the reasons why Mikel Arteta is to blame is his immaturity. I still remember we were raging about him not playing Partey or Jorginho against Aston Villa, and we lost 2-0. Who is to blame? Mikel Arteta. In the season before that, right? In the season before that, his substitutions were the worst in the Premier League. Mikel Arteta. So I think as a young manager, we expected too much from him. And he was always going to learn on the job. It was always going to take him some time to learn a few things. And I think he's learned a few things. And you can see that from this summer, he changed his strategy from we are signing only younger players to we'll do a mix-up. We'll do a mix-up. We will sign a younger player and then we'll sign older players. And that tells you that he's now maturing. He's now seeing it that in a few areas of the pitch, you need that experience. In a few areas of the pitch, you need that energy. Right? And of course, you need to continue building the squad. Calafiori 22, Julian Timber 22, the likes of Martin Odegaard 24-25, Declan Rice 24-25. These are players for now and for the future. So the introduction of Jorginho, the introduction of Trossard, the introduction of David Raya, those are players that are not 22-23. They're players for now. They come in to deliver now. And that shows you that the manager is maturing a little bit. And I pray that this season we don't see Mikel Arteta playing Kai Havertz in midfield. I hope he has matured to that level. I hope we don't see him play Gabriel Jesus in midfield. I hope we see him play players in their right positions. And I hope we see him make the right substitutions at the right time. And I hope we see little bias in terms of favoritism in which players he wants. And lastly, could Manchester City get weaker? I mean, I don't want to say it. Listen, there are two factors that facilitate you to win the Premier League this season. Man City being not the Man City we know, getting weaker, and you being too good. I think Arsenal have every resource we need to be too good. Man City, are they weaker? Guys, are they? I mean, they could be, right? They could be. But even if they are not, we should be able to win the Premier League.